Breaking news today. Russia and Zelensky will have their first face-to-face confrontation of the war at the United Nations. On Wednesday, the United Nations Security Council will meet for what could be a dramatic session, giving Ukraine's president his first face-to-face meeting with Russian officials since the invasion of his country. Volodymyr Zelensky jetted to New York for the annual UN General Assembly on Tuesday, wearing his signature military fatigues as he urged the international community to stand firm against Russia. The influential Security Council, of which Russia is a permanent member with veto power over any decisions, will hold a special session on the war on Wednesday, and he will deliver a speech there. Official Russian media reported that Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov arrived in New York late Tuesday after taking a circuitous route to avoid flying over Europe. Whether or not Moscow's acerbic top diplomat, a former UN ambassador, will show up to the Security Council session and square off against Zelensky is still up in the air. The potential showdown could create one of those iconic UN moments, according to Marty Flax, an expert at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Foreign Minister Catherine Colonna will represent the United States and France, respectively, two other permanent members. According to an agenda seen by AFP, Albania, a staunch ally of Ukraine's, is currently the president of the Security Council and has agreed to speaking slots for an unprecedented 60 representatives. This will be the highest-level diplomatic meeting between the two countries since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022. Russian President Vladimir Putin did not make an appearance at the UN this year, as he typically does. Since the West is trying to isolate him and since the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for him, he has avoided attending other high-profile diplomatic gatherings. The search for global approval. During his address to the United Nations General Assembly on Tuesday, Zelensky called Russia's deportation of Ukrainian children genocide. This action led to the arrest warrant being issued for Putin. Zelensky painted the conflict in a positive light, saying that Russia was weaponizing food and energy by, among other things, canceling a United Nations-backed arrangement that ensured the safe passage of Ukrainian grain through the Black Sea. When Zelensky made the statement, "For the first time in modern history, we have the chance to end the aggression on the terms of the nation which was attacked," he was met with applause from the Western nations, but many seats were empty elsewhere. Joe Biden, Vice President of the United States, spoke out on Putin's desire for the world to grow weary of supporting Ukraine on Tuesday. "Is the independence of any nation secure if we allow Ukraine to be carved up?" inquired Biden. "We must stand up to this naked aggression today in order to deter other would-be aggressors tomorrow. The war has had unbearable consequences for everyone, according to German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, so the international community must get involved." However, he also issued a veiled warning against Russian-backed calls to end the war on Russia's terms by allowing it to keep large portions of Ukrainian territory. "We should be wary of fake solutions that represent peace in name only," Scholz warned. "Bear in mind that Russia is ultimately to blame for this conflict. And at any time, with a single order, Russia's president can put an end to it." However, some developing countries have voiced disapproval of the focus on Ukraine, which has received about $43 billion in military aid from the United States. "It is a grave indictment of this international community that we can spend so much on war, but we cannot support action that needs to be taken to meet the most basic needs of billions of people," said South African President Cyril Ramaphosa.